Okay, so today we're going to talk about integers and absolute value. So an integer is any number with a sign. So in this case, we have a number like -1. That's an integer. It's a number with a sign. 0. Now, 0 doesn't get a sign because it's 0. It's neither positive or negative, or it could be positive or negative. It doesn't make any difference because it's still nothing. Now, normally when we write a positive number, we don't write the positive in front of it. So whenever you see a number without a sign in front of it, that means it's a positive number. So we have 432. We also have a negative 6,812. I could also make this into a negative 432, or I could write a positive 432 by showing a plus. Okay? So let's talk about that first. When we have certain words, for example, like below 0 means it's below 0, which means it's a negative number. So this would be negative 15. Now, the reason why we have it as no degrees and no Celsius is because we're only worrying about the integer. A profit would be a positive 27. Again, no dollar sign because we're only worrying about the integer. AD is a positive. BC would be a negative. So in this case, this would be a positive 2010. Down would be a negative. So negative 38. Above sea level is obviously a positive. A withdrawal. Now, in this case, some people have trouble with withdrawal because they think I took money out, so I have more money. If we're thinking about your bank account only, your bank account now will be 200 less than it was before. 3 points lost would be a negative. A bonus, which is extra, would be a positive. A deposit means your bank account goes up. So now withdrawal and deposit, these two are opposites of each other. So a deposit would be a positive. BC would be a negative. An increase was obviously a positive. And below sea level is obviously a negative. Okay, so again, we have certain words that are for positives, certain words for negatives. The big piece is knowing which is which. Okay, you don't need to write either your units or your dollar signs or anything else like that. Just make sure that you get the negative and then the numbers. For the 3, 5, 7, 9, 8, 10, and 12, I didn't write the numbers in because I was more concerned about the positive negatives here. Clear this out. Now let's talk about absolute value. Now the symbol for absolute value are these two lines that are here. So this line here and this line here tell me that it's absolute value. Absolute value simply means how far a number is from 0. So absolute value is how far a number is from 0. It does not mean to just flip the sign. All right. So for this case, -1, if we're looking at a number line, here's 0. Here's -1. -1 is 1 step away. So the absolute value of -1 is 1. For the next one, the absolute value of 9 is 9 steps away from 0. So here's 0. 9 would be over here, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps away. So the absolute value of 9 is 9. Another way to think about it, it's don't worry about the sign. Just tell me what the numbers are, what the digits are. So in this case, 23, the absolute value is 23. -107, the absolute value is just 107. -45, I don't care about the sign, I care about the numbers, be 45. Absolute value of 19 is just 19. Absolute value is 0. It's 0. There is no positive or negative in this case, so it's just going to be 0. Now we get to sum with operations. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. For these, you want to treat the numbers in absolute value just as you would if they were parentheses. You have to do the absolute value piece first. So in this case, the absolute value of 6 is 6. The absolute value of -2 is 2. And the operation we're doing with them is subtraction. So 6 minus 2 equals 4. For number 21, -8, the absolute value is 8. The absolute value of 4 is 4, because again, I'm not caring about the signs. And now I have to add them. 8 plus 4 equals 12. And the last one, the absolute value of -12 is 12 steps away from 0. We're still going to subtract the absolute value of +12, which is still going to be 12 steps away from 0. And we get 0. All right. And then last but not least, plotting these on a number line. This will tell us how far from 0 these things are. So I'm going to plot 0. 0 is nothing away from 0, so the absolute value of 0 is 0. We're going to plot 2. 2 is 2 steps away from 0, so its absolute value is 2. -3 is 3 steps from 0, so its absolute value is 3. For the next one, -4 is 4 steps from 0, so its absolute value is 4. For -1, it's 1 step from 0, so the absolute value of -1 is 1. And then the absolute value of 3 here is 3 steps from 0. All right, so again, integers are any whole number with a sign. And then absolute value is how far from 0 a number is. So that's on integers and absolute value. Please review this before our next test. Have a great day.